So they asked me this question on one of my videos. If hell is not real, then are the people who say that they go to hell when they die and come back, in other words, when they have a near-death experience, you're telling me that they're lying? Hey family, this is Reginald Martin of Kametaphysics Sacred Alchemy, where ancient wisdom becomes modern awakening. So let's talk about this idea. So near-death experiences. And today I'm going to do this. I got some notes and stuff here that I'm going to be working with here today. So I'm getting ready to go walking, but this is really important, and I really want to do this justice in the sense of giving you guys something that you can really take and use. Okay. Because here at my channel I'm not just spitting information. I'm giving you information that helps you with transformation. That's the idea here. Okay. So, but that was their question. So the video was said in the video that hell is not real. Okay, it's not an actual place. Christianity made it up. Okay, but there are people who have near-death experiences, or NDEs, that say that they experience hell. And family, there is a reason why. Okay, so I want to acknowledge that people do actually experience this, okay? That I am not dismissing what these people experience in their NDEs, okay? Sorry, I got to get my spectacles here. So they do actually experience the NDEs. So, or they experience something in hell. But I want to clarify this, and I want to clarify this in a major way, is that what people are experiencing is actually their body of beliefs, okay? And this is why it's so important to understand a lot of these ideas that I'm talking about, because we talk about law of attraction, we talk about manifesting, we talk about a lot of different things that people don't realize are really connected, family. So this idea, and we talk about thoughts become things, okay? Well, family, the idea that thoughts become things does not go away when you leave your body, when you transition, okay? So our body of beliefs and our consciousness still exists. That's something that the ancients teach and taught, okay? One of the things that we assume because we were raised Christian is that the dogmatic beliefs, the doctrines that we are taught, are universal to everybody. In other words, there is this universal experience that people are supposed to have when they die, okay? When they transition, and I'm saying die, but that's because that's what we know. But it's actually a transition, family. We're transitioning from physical reality, okay, to a non-physical reality. So we're transitioning from one level of really vibrational level to another vibrational level. Physical reality is one sliver of a vibrational essence that we exist in, okay? And you exist inside your body of beliefs. And when you transition, that does not go away, family. So when Christians die and say that they experience a hell or they have that NDE and come back, they are there for a short time. Okay, they're not dying for 3 days and then coming back. So, but they have they might be dead and gone for a few minutes. Okay, and usually what happens is in that initial stage of that transition, you are still connected to your physical level consciousness, okay? And I want you to understand that, like the Kemetic teachings are really, really powerful because it does a couple of things. One is it gives you a framework. And I want you to understand that these ideas are bigger than the Kemetic beliefs. The Kemetic just gives a framework. And I like the framework because not only do you get these ideas before Christianity, it also unravels these Christian ideas. Okay, so you get to uncouple yourself from the Christian ideas through the Kemetic teachings because Christianity came from those teachings. Okay, so you live in your body of beliefs. Okay, so I'm looking down here, so I'm looking at my notes, but understand that the Christian concepts are not universal. And family, a lot of people will come to this channel and they'll go like, well, we don't really know this, we don't really know that, and a lot of times it's Christian people that they want to feign ignorance. Okay, they want to say that we're just all ignorant of stuff. And family, that's just not true, because these are ideas that people have been contemplating for centuries. Since mankind has existed and started to think about their existence, they have contemplated these ideas, and we have now started to get ideas that are written down. So we had ancient teachings, we had all this ancient stuff that these people have been talking about for centuries. And understand that when you study these ideas, you start to notice some commonalities in these ideas. Okay, there's just certain things about these concepts that you see across cultures, across religious systems or spiritual systems. There's just certain things that connect. One of the things that don't is the ideas a lot of times that Christianity has made through their doctrines. Okay, the only place they exist is in the mind of Christians. When a person goes into an NDE, they are literally going into their body of beliefs that they have had through their lifetime. Okay, so you take those with you. And I've talked about the weighing of the heart. Okay, the weighing of the heart ceremony and how the ancient Egyptians pictured that for us. Okay, and what they are doing is using universal concepts to give us a picture of one way that a life review can go after you go through an NDE. One of the netters in that image is the netter of Thoth, okay, or the netter of Tehuti. All right, so the netter of Tehuti actually personifies the human mind, okay, our human physically focused mind that can also turn and focus within ourselves as well. So our mind has the ability to not only see what's out there, but to also connect internally and intuitively to what's inside us. So in that image, Tehuti is there. And what that image is really saying is that we take our mind into this life review. We take our physical mind into this life review. So that's a very, very powerful concept to understand, is that people see hell because they believe they're in hell. They believe what Christianity has taught them, so they take that idea into their life review. They take that idea into their initial stage of their life review. Okay, so, and again, I mean, this has been confirmed through many different, it's been confirmed through metaphysical studies. It's been confirmed through life regression hypnotherapists. It's been confirmed. So a lot of scientific study. Well, I won't say scientific. There are alternative scientific studies that have been looking into NDEs and the afterlife. So family, there's plenty of knowledge and information, and you'll see this knowledge and information, on YouTube and a lot of different places. Look some of this stuff up. And what I will say to you Because this is what Christians will do. They'll look for the things to confirm what they believe. A lot of times they don't look for truth. They just look to confirm their beliefs. And because of that confirmation bias that they have, they only watch videos from Christians who have said they have seen hell. Okay? But if you start to look at a lot of different videos from non-Christians, even Christians that a lot of times they come back and they don't experience that idea. And the reason why they don't experience it is because they have not accepted a belief in hell, hook, line, and sinker. But other cultures, family, do not have a near-death experience, and they experience anything like a hell or any type of retribution or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I mean, when I was even just studying these concepts, I was looking at Buddhist and Hindu beliefs and what they experienced during life reviews. And a lot of times what they experience is like, and I forget what the person or the thing that they experience is, but it's usually somebody that's taken records for them. The author's taking records, but somebody that's recording something and then will tell them that, hey, no, this is your time is not up. But their belief system incorporates reincarnation. So they don't see or experience ideas like an eternal damnation where you can never get out of it. Okay. So outside of Christianity, the idea of an NDE and somebody going to hell and experiencing that does not exist. Okay. Those Christian ideas are just not universal. Okay. So the ideas that are universal, family, are love, compassion, guides. Sometimes they have counsels, that are guiding you, that might be questioning you, but it's never punitive. It's never anything where they are teaching, or there is never something that they are teaching where you're being punished. Okay. And family, you have to consider this again in the context of living, thousands of lives, because that's what we do as souls. That's what we are as souls. We live many, many lives. Okay. We incarnate over and over, and we play different parts in different people's lives. Sometimes we might play the bad guy or bad gal in somebody's life. Okay. And if we play the bad guy and there's a possibility that we go to hell for eternity, hey, when we're making our soul contracts, I'll be like, hell no, I'm not playing that part. You know what you're asking me to do, So why would we do that? But we have soul families that we travel with, family. And again, I'm bringing in a lot of things here, but it's all connected. And it's all connected again to belief systems. So if you believe in these punitive ideas, family, and you transition, you are going to meet your body of beliefs within your transition for a time. Okay? For a short time, until they are able to help you transition to remembering who you are. Because in the initial stages, you are still kind of trapped in your belief systems. So the moral of the story here is that when you are, as you are living and going through life now, you want to start to cultivate more expanded beliefs. You just want to do that, family. You want to start to consider different ideas. You want to start to examine your beliefs. And that's one of the things a lot of Christians just don't do. They don't examine what they believe or why they believe, because they are told what to believe and not to examine their beliefs. Just have faith, But when you do that, what happens is it locks you into a certain belief system and a way of seeing life. And that's the way you experience life. It becomes your body of belief. It becomes your reflection. It becomes the ideas that you experience life through. Those core beliefs become an aspect of reality. okay, rather than a belief about reality. When you see that when you start to look at things as a belief, as your beliefs are about reality and not an aspect of reality, then you gain the ability to start to change your beliefs. But if it becomes an aspect of reality, then you're stuck inside that frame and you cannot get out of it, okay? You don't even see it as a frame. You just see it as is. It's just, well, that's just the way it is. That's the way that you'll live those beliefs, okay? And the way that you will experience that reality. But understand that our internal belief system, our internal environment is like the garden that we plant our seeds of desires in, okay? And if you plant your seeds of desires in a negative garden, then that oppose your desires, then your seed is not nourished and cannot grow. This is manifestation science, family. But the manifestation science, it transcends our physical reality. You learn to operate above the physical beliefs that you are housed in, okay? But you're only able to do that when you can examine your beliefs, because the idea is that your internal environment is being reflected outside of you, okay? That's the idea of ma'at and reciprocity. Your beliefs are being reflected outside of you.
Hey family, an addendum on the beliefs and you really needing to become an architect and a scientist of your belief system, okay? And I want you to understand how powerful this afterlife idea is, because again, you are transitioning into the body of your beliefs, okay? It's not an arbitrary thing. This is not, there is no objective afterlife. It's subjective, and there's many ways that the afterlife can be experienced by us, okay? So please understand that Christianity telling us that there is only this limited way of this limited afterlife of, you know, and from one life you get judged and go to hell. It's just not true, family. It doesn't. In the context of an eternal soul, the Christian ideas just do not make sense, okay? Thinking about these ideas in that context helps break you out of that box, okay? But understand that when you are the life and beliefs and experiences that you are living now are setting up the next life, okay, in a sense. You are your body of belief, your experiences, your emotions, your vibration, all of that is all connected. So again, the ideas of manifesting and stuff like that, these are not two separate systems, okay? And I know a lot of people kind of think of them that way, but when we're talking about beliefs, your beliefs are impacted by the processes and frames that you are taught. So that's why I don't see like law of attraction and religion as two different things. When it's affecting your beliefs, that's one thing, okay? That's one thing that impacts every part and every aspect of your life, family. So you and your body of beliefs are constructing your next life, okay? Your next transition into the next life, okay? So just understand that. So this is some really, this is going beyond you know, the really, I guess, fluffy kind of stuff that people normally talk about, but all of it is connected. Manifesting your beliefs, your lack of ability to manifest. If you're taught negative programming, it impacts those beliefs impact your ability to manifest or not, okay? Plain and simple. So you have to be able to examine those. You have to be able to examine your beliefs. And as Christians, we were taught not to do that. We were taught to believe on faith. And even if you question your beliefs, then that proved that you lack faith, okay? So it's that circular logic, that circular frame that you get stuck in, okay? All right, family. I'll continue on my walk.
So in order to change what's out there, you have to change what's in here. So I went all off my notes there, family. So let me get back to my notes here. So, but one of the things that I find always, that I have always found interesting, is that I talk about a lot of religious ideas here, and I know that I poke at people's belief systems, and that is something that can be very, very personal for people. I get that, but it's just something that is that has to be done. As a teacher, I have to provoke thought, and sometimes the thoughts that I provoke are not agreeable with you, especially if you've never considered a certain idea. So I get that part of it, okay? But I have always found one of the most interesting things is that I have said that I don't believe Jesus ever existed. Okay, well, I know Jesus never existed. And then I can say that hell does not exist, family. Family, I get death threats from time to time. It's just it's just part of what happens, okay? But I get more death threats by saying hell doesn't exist from people than death threats by saying that Jesus doesn't exist. Now, to me, the biggest deal is Jesus doesn't exist. That would be a bigger deal to me, seemingly to me. But people want hell so bad that they cannot fathom a world that does not have punishment for the people that do bad. And this is what they're really fighting against. And what I found is that people who want to believe in hell really feel powerless. People who want to believe in hell feel that they are so powerless that they think that the only way somebody else can be controlled is through the threat that they will get eternal punishment. Now, I'm not going to get eternal punishment, but dude, you need to think about that, because you might mess stuff up. You might do something to me, and you got to think about, you might get eternal punishment. So in order for them to believe that someone that is more powerful than them won't overtake them or won't abuse them or whatever, they got to believe that a person has to think that hell is a possibility, and that will keep them under control. Think about that, family. So they need to believe in hell so bad because they feel ultimately that they are powerless to compared to other people. That's why they need it so bad. And the fear that somebody else doesn't fear hell is bigger than believing that they don't believe in Jesus. I mean, man, think about that mentality, family. Think about that. That is so huge to me, that they do that. But again, the idea that the thing to understand here, family, is that you at an NDE, people absolutely positively do experience a hell. I want to acknowledge that they do experience it. But you bring what you believe and what you have cultivated in life into that transition, okay? Initially, and I say initially because you don't stay there, okay? All the studies that I have, all the years that I have studied, and I've been studying this for over 20 years, family. This type stuff and this type information. I love it. It's fascinating, okay? So what I'm sharing with you here on this channel is those studies, but I put it into practical application, all right? And speaking of that, if somebody is interested in coaching, I have absolutely created a stellar program that will help others transition from Christianity and these negative program beliefs, okay? It is something that is unlike anything else on the planet. I promise you, just like my channel, okay? And just like me. But go to soulmasteryportal.com, and I've done a video that will show you how you can literally create a purpose-driven six-figure business from teaching these ancient Kemetic concepts, okay, and helping people transition from Christianity. So go there, soulmasteryportal.com, and check out that video, and see if it might be something for you or not. So this is for the people who are leaders who want to help others do this. So that's the way that they see their purpose. Okay. So soulmasteryportal.com. So, but again, one of the other things I want you to grasp is that Christian concepts do not follow universal spiritual concepts. And these, again, family, you can study these ideas. You can study about NDEs. You can study how other cultures see their spiritual experience, family. We get so locked in, especially here in the United States and in the Western world, a lot of times we get locked into the Abrahamic religions and Christianity, okay? Christianity, Islam, Judaism, we get locked into those ways of thinking, okay? It's just the way it is. But outside that box, family, people think differently and they experience life differently. Christianity basically, in a sense, legislated against reincarnation because they needed control. If a person thought that they could live a life and get a do-over, why would they want to follow the ideas of a resurrection and, believing in Jesus and stuff like that? Why would anybody want to follow that illogical, a lot of times illogical concepts? Why would somebody want to believe in Adam and Eve were the first people, and that Eve gave Adam this fruit, and they were sinners, and because of them, everybody else was sinners that were born after them? Okay, why would anybody believe that illogical idea? I mean, in other words, hey, your mother and father created a crime, and because your mother and father created a crime, you are sentenced just like them to death. However, we got a cure. We got something for you. Just believe. Just believe in Jesus and you'll be saved from that. Create an illogical idea and then create the cure. Please. Okay? But if you believe and you never examine that belief, family, it becomes a belief about reality. It becomes an aspect of your reality. You are stuck in that frame, and Christianity creates a negative frame for us. So when we're talking about manifestation science, family, understand that your belief system has to be examined. If you are not getting what you want, you have to be an architect. You have to be a scientist of your belief system. And you have to, and the way that the Kemetic teachings teach, it is processes to help you examine your beliefs. The idea of Ma'at and understanding about Ma'at and reciprocity teaches you processes to help you understand that your internal environment becomes your external reality. It is a projection. You are living in your projected belief system, okay? You are living within the body of your beliefs, and those body of beliefs will travel with you. Your wisdom will travel with you across lifetimes. But the logic, the brain, the logical beliefs that we have, the stuff, the dogmatic stuff that we have been taught through Christianity, it won't travel. It's not universal. It's only universal because we live and stay inside that box if we don't examine and challenge those beliefs. That's the reality of it, family. So just like with when you fall into a dream, you go to sleep, and it's the same. The dream world is the same world that you will transition into after death. Okay, it's very, very similar. Okay, and again, this is through studies, family. I'm not making it up. This is through stuff that I have studied for years. But the dream world and the afterlife transition world are the same. They operate with the same principles. The dream world or our physical life and this physical reality operates with the same principles as well. Okay? You are able, when you fall asleep, you are going to dream the thoughts, or you're going to fall into, in the beginning, you're going to fall into the thoughts that you have been having throughout the day. Those are going to be regurgitated to you in a way. And you're going to have what the dream symbols are a lot of times is actually is symbolism to show you how you were being or reacting internally to those external events. But they're going to be done in a symbolic way, family. That's the esoteric knowledge behind this. Okay, your dreams are there's just ways, and this is something again I teach you in the certification course in my classes. I actually go deeper into this knowledge and help you to understand the science behind it, not just some woo woo, whatever. Okay, but family, that's the science behind it. Is that you when you fall asleep, you're going to take your thoughts and your beliefs that you have dealt with throughout that day. They're going to be regurgitated to you in a way for a short time. Okay, then you're going to travel into other worlds and other levels and stuff like that, and and a lot of times you don't even remember that because they're so divorced from your reality that you can't remember them. There's no way for you to even put them into a symbolic form that you can understand and remember. If you can't put it into a frame that your mind can understand, it does not exist. Okay, family? That's really what it comes down to. If we can't frame something in a way that we can understand, it doesn't exist. Okay? It's just, it bypasses everything. That's the science. Family is deep. This stuff is so fascinating to me. I love it. I love talking about it. I love teaching about it. This stuff is like, woo! But I really want to help you understand that these fearful ideas are limitations to our manifestations. They are limitations to us believing and knowing how powerful we are and what we can create in this reality. And we're all going through it, family. Nobody does it perfectly. Nobody, not even me. I mean, if you can believe that, I ain't perfect, I mean, well, I can kind of think about myself in that way sometimes. No, I don't. I don't even play that way. But believe it or not, I'm not. I'm not perfect. So all of us have our journey. Some parts of the journey, others are farther along than other people are. If you're farther along, that's where you can coach somebody in the area that you're farther along in. You can coach somebody because you've been there, and you can help somebody that's coming that same direction. And that's really what I do in a lot of ways, is I help people on the same journey out of Christianity and out of the limiting beliefs and helping manifest things. I've just been farther along on this journey than others have in some areas. Okay, that's what I do. It's as in coaching this and in teaching this. All right, but all of us have these things that we go through all the time. It's just natural and normal. But just understand these ideas that I am speaking to you about, family, it's not arbitrary. I'm not just making up the ideas that hell doesn't exist or anything like that. It's because, family, I have studied this stuff for over 20 years. 20 years. Okay. And actually, the metaphysics I have been studying for 20 years. Comparative religion, family, I've been studying for over 40 years, since I was in college. These ideas have always been a part of me and why Christianity just didn't make sense. I've been studying that for ages, okay? But the metaphysical stuff, I've been deep in it. I've been deep in it for 20 years, and I go deeper than most. But what I've learned to do is to connect the dots for you, to help you with these ideas and to get beyond the limitations, the limiting beliefs. Because family, that's a lot of times what we're living. It ain't even a lot of times. Family, that's what we're living. We are living our belief systems. That's what's being projected outside. And if you don't like something that is happening in your life, examine your beliefs. And when you examine your beliefs, you can change them. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, family. I know, okay? There's stuff that I deal with, that I struggle with, family. It's just part of the deal. But I keep poking at it. I keep taking those layers. Beliefs a lot of times are like layers of an onion. And y'all know how thin and how many layers an onion have. Just, you got to peel them back, a level at a time, you just got to put, damn, my eye's tearing up from that onion. Okay. No, it ain't. But y'all follow what I'm saying, family? So you really, really have to examine that. You live and exist in your vibrational essence. You live and exist in your vibrational essence of beliefs. You live and exist in your belief system. That is what you are living. Everything out here, everything out there is a part of you, okay? Being reflected back to you. It's being reflected back to show you what you are being from within. And when you transition, everything that you are going through in that life review is about who you have been. It is a review, okay? It is not punitive. I won't say only. Christianity is one of the few systems that have constructed the ideas that we are being punished when we transition, that we're going to be punished in some kind of way. And family, again, I'm going to say, check it out. Check out things other than Christianity. Check out belief systems other than Christianity. Check out NDEs beyond Christian people, okay? Check out NDEs from other spiritual systems and other religious systems and see how they differ. See how the language differs. Now, I will say one caveat. If they have been raised and indoctrinated within the Christian framework, because even if we're not Christian here in the United States, we're still living in a strong body of beliefs, because our TV shows, our commercials, our holidays, all of that revolves around Christianity, okay? In most cases. We might have a few other holidays here and there, but most of the holidays are constructed around Christian beliefs, okay, and our Christian upbringing, okay. So when you're examining those beliefs, and a person starts to talking about they experience hell or they experience Jesus, that's another thing. They experience Jesus, okay. They don't have any other way to think about it, okay. If they experience the dogmatic concepts of Christianity, I can tell you that they have been raised and their belief system has been infiltrated with Christian beliefs, okay? Because they will see the Christian dogmatic experiences through their Christian belief lens. That's how they'll experience those ideas. Not because it's true, but because that's what they believe. Had a dude come to make a comment, says, man, the fact that there is good and evil is confirmation that there is a hell. I'm like, WTF, man? Just because you believe in good and evil confirms hell? Hell, just because I believe I see presents under my tree at Christmas, I believe in Santa Claus. Because I see rainbows in the sky, the fact that there is a rainbow means that there's got to be a leprechaun holding a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. What the hell kind of logic is that? Just because I believe something proves what I believe. That is so Christian. Damn. I mean, oh, and they cannot see this, family. You cannot, when you have a core belief like that, you cannot even see it as a belief. It's just a part of reality. You cannot see it. You can't see it as the box you're living in. You can't even see the walls of the box, the sides of the box, because you believe in it so strongly. Okay? So examine the beliefs, family. And NDEs happen, or people that experience hell experience it because they believe that it is. In the beginning, I'll say again, in the beginning, when people experience an NDE or a hellish NDE, it is because they believe strongly that hell exists. And in their mind, it's real. And in a short time that they are there, they can experience that idea. They will bring their body of beliefs with them. If you see a lot of the ancient teachings, family, that's a part of the teachings. Your beliefs are going to travel with you for a short time in the transition. Your wisdom stays with you for lifetimes. Wisdom is different. Wisdom is going to go to a universal mean, so to speak. Okay, there are going to be things that are going to, that you, when you study these ideas in a broader context, you're going to see commonalities in really the loving and compassionate ideas about our experience. Okay, so just because I'm talking about Christianity doesn't mean that I don't know about the other systems on some level. Okay. All right, family. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go on my walk now. I hope this is something that's been helpful for you. Again, family, I always appreciate your feedback in the comments. So, leave your comments, and I will talk to you guys another day. Okay? All right, family. Y'all have an amazing day. Reginald Martin, out.